All right, everyone. Welcome to Hmong New Year Celebration. This is session 8, the last session of this course or class. Okay. I'm happy that we all came this far. Okay. That a lot of you, many of you, learn a lot. Okay. Okay. A lot of people signed up. Count out the after upper session the average people more to 15, 16, 20 around a bit more average around 15 to 20 or a little bit more than 20 for the last 4 or 5 sessions after the first session. Okay, this is good. Okay, you guys are interested. Okay, so the way I structure 空的 no no 的，好的 last session 的嘛，只要没几个人子，只要这么大几个人子，引起莫了 OK，我只要卡住面只要代表了讲，被电脑呀给整了 OK。So briefly, before we go on to Jordan may practice, okay, let's do this first, okay? Lecture we're gonna just briefly remind that bit like calendar structure like briefly, okay? And then how the farming cycle, the morning how farming cycle like that need to pay great um, importance play 好 role 来做但边那这比较呀边背上比较方面，OK，你不要跟嘛来talk me 经济 to 好的呀，你那边去放了喏，you know I briefly talk about um 呀边去放了呀边有我假如人喏边有办的讲哈，OK，你 more stuff 了哈，这边嘛来 remind us。review 你觉得 three phases 咁咩到明係得，路在từ那扎那路在từ那扎比較路在từ呀，但好到那 pitch and go we're not going to go in great detail which we already did many um and many great details already 做好咗 class okay and then lastly 我們嚟談嘅are ways some of my personal way of looking at it or ways of how to preserve at least my view at it. 比較 Hmong New Year ritual celebration, okay? Mà lại cho mình chỉ thực hành đó ha, thằng thực hành that why is it important to be preserved as well, okay? And then we'll end with that, and then I'll give some time. Cho me ya me more me sa that you know, me sa look practice no la, you know, me sa sure that 哎，我知道包单，我知道 learn，但是嘛，路说佢又要下了不下来都不要了，了呀但。I'm open for that first. I give some time to Melu practice or to ask questions inside the ritual. Then after that, we'll open up the session for any questions. First, we're gonna open up to your question related to New Year, related to my course, okay, related to the information. Like open to the question that ask about the content, the structure, or everything. I could present all the content that I present out. We'll start with all of that first, and then after that, yeah, that we still have time. No law. We can open up to any questions in terms of Hmong New Year, in terms of any other thing you have to Hmong culture. Okay, it doesn't have to be related. We have till 8 o'clock, and we're gonna use it all the way to 8 o'clock if we have to. We're not gonna go over, but yeah, we have to. You have other questions unrelated to New Year, related to Hmong law. I'm willing to answer those questions all the way to 8 o'clock. Okay? Yeah, that be asked you Hmong culture, ask about New Year, the question about New Year celebration. So, we take all the time, even enough time, you could always email me, okay? But I'm happy that we all made it this far, okay? And you utilize, you use I think it'll be useful for you. Okay, it means that right now that you have a great understanding of big celebration. Okay, and so let's start. Briefly review. I'll probably take about maybe 30, probably no more than 30 minutes. I should be done with the hotel review right now. Okay, so hang in tight. Okay, hang in your question. Write down your question. Okay, okay. Remember, had the Hmong calendar. Okay, main June that based on the moon cycle, the moon phases. Betchy count in January, February, March. How betchy short like moon cycle. Look Lisa, mà lo hata Lisa they remember. Li nu I từ nó nu có plong đó sự để tại ya Lisa sự. Nu có chỉ ya linh trang, okay? Full moons, okay? Nu có trao đến hình có chuan đó ya waning ya linh ghê, okay? Linh ghê đó nè, okay? Nu biết chọn đó ya li to, mà sometimes it doesn't take up 30 days for the moon to go completely dark. But nếu mà từ cứ在呀，你个做事啦，比还得很多了，得必须我等那比较那呀，得得上个功能的，OK。nu I mà ya first appearance of waxing，头路里路人家嘛里多，头你取不了嘛，路还得呀nu sa I 了，呢，头个不是太好 appearance 好 waxing គឺ好难了呢，要来得里sa，nu sa I 呢呀，来得sa I 呢的呀。First half is a half moon, your first quarter actually. First quarter, you see a half moon. Nu go chi, they are no full moon, okay? Nu ninga all they are ling the third quarter, be a blue half moon. No be jiao, they are no new moon, which be your moon, the be what that he thought, okay? Every moon cycle, no more got all, got either 20 each month, either be jiao nu la, and got your new soon, okay? Each year mà như cho pelusion mà trả lời mi cả ha short là số mà lu earth spin around lu sun mà 365 days, okay, to xiong mà has 365 days. Every every 4 years they add an extra day on the February 29th, which is the leap year. They put more 366 days. Pele no te has a Hmong cycle. Depending on the moon cycle, we only have 354 days in a year. Okay, every 3 years, that's why you have to add an extra full month to it. Okay, and every 19 year spans that you have there's about 7 additional months that are added as the leap year. And okay, now pe chamo ma like what pe the leap year la the pe what that all you see no ya to ku pe that lu xiong no all you see la no they ya leap year and that no that's 13 moon cycle ma tan ki that, okay. Then me bao that no me now you hear your elders say in the past that lu xiong no all you see no they, now you understand why because we don't have 365 a day every single year, okay. Our average year cycle is only 354, 355 only. And so that's why you need a full, after 3 years, 2 years or 3 years, you need a full moon cycle, a 30-day additional added to it. Especially add all okay, all 2 8 months, okay. And based on how long the calendar, that means June very important. I mean, about that John days got Lisha Lin Jang Gada, Moto Janu good at Sayi Sak got Chisaning or Nuning or ha, no bit John Diani. John moon cycle is only Jan, okay. Ilu no more picture noon, okay. And is only Ilu show no picture noon. Leap year no more picture long. You could create your own calendar, okay. Come Moto, the website I always refer to your moon giant. I go to Moon Giant and then come type that you see the moon phases. They come create that put label that the moon phases in they have the month the week and the month, right? January they have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then they fall in each day in each of those moon cycle in there. They come and show at that in November. They come and show at that this year. They got November 16th. They got that Italy sa eat. Oh yeah, you design a calendar accordingly to Mikat line, okay. Or the week and the month. The Shima in the boxes nuko that lu easy sa eat lu go xiang we have nuko November 17th got that lu easy sa off Just say whatever the day, they follow that same cycle. The moon that moon giant day, you can create your own calendar and you can always refer back at that. You know, you put some part that lúc cậu liên đu, lúc cậu liên đu mà thì biết cho tận đây nói là lì mông lúc lì lệ chăng, you can always go back and look at it. Okay, nó mà giờ lúc lì sa là sa chi nữa là yang kê nung kê nên có trâu nữa như là nó để có khá to ta thì mới là có số the next coming year nữa, okay, yeah, there's always một cái leap year or 2 years this year on. Then once you get to the 8th month, down the first 8 months, you add additional 8 months. You add an additional 8 months because this coming year, 2021, is a leap year. Okay, so then add another one. The 12 months. It should fall on the 4th of December this year. Will be our new year coming 2021. Our new year will fall on December 4th. Okay. And you could go create your own calendar and okay. Now you know the Hmong calendar, okay? Now you can use it. Calendar Hmong cycle nó thì cũng chỉ có remind bé mà biết chữ là được mà I remind that cho lâu thấu lúc nên you know bộ con long sự lúc ý lý ở liền đủ để có mùng lợi tê mùng chế tê mùng lột tê tê mùng cuốn lê của bác cử đó là một chế của tăng để một cho họ đủ tiền đông ya có mùng 我只要对公司的人都抽样，没抽样开过单，我找好压了一路里打的，路白里老里了路的，个比鸟这个多啊，个么压的，个么压单了一路的，个么烧的，么烧单路了的，烧单国家你姑娘单了的，一路里是的叫找 new freshly grown 找那样里找 and grass and root whatever，mà lại chẳng làm多的，个嘛弄教就单，么叫那路个单个 clear 的。我错案是的，知名度的个比较了，那么样知名度的比较高的。mid 头一单的 begin the end of 知名度嘛，就照领度的要 monsoon season 了啊 ，raining season 呀，monsoon season 个要路加路难那么样的 raining season starts 的。You want to get all your crops inside， 照顾好安个照安照顾安单了嘛。You know，难多嘛，个才到难呢，才到 enough rainfall， 才到 enough rainwater， 就有个叫。không cho lông đằng mà từ lúc sang li mà你们比拉比上看，在lúc做里个叫包括头lúc去里找里的是得sang里的包括里刀出来用那单的，叫不来才来去到用是，就搞一里的，叫不来嘛来用，对嘛来用来的，搞一零度那么做搞零度的来嘞是的，要搞我到 your goal is to by the beginning of lúc搞零度的个来不来单来的。Like towards the mid of that's when come an opportunity to celebrate New Year. Okay, okay. Okay. Before we talk on had to hold on. Penyalu te chemika no, okay. Lulu te chama dash no put your farming cycle or put your ha, put more irrigation, put more clear ule no they put you put ha, yeah, especially type they put more commercial farming and they put you follow the cycle no, which is fine. Nowadays, put I don't know how they survive too. No, they should like hot farming cycle all and down. Okay, and now had to the big okay. Bitch more the whole all and chat to la bitch dollar or mount dollar bitch all. But that's you know like what big kunyas, biết chú cái cứ nhà cho họ nó bị ý cứ有帮到你那个用但是呢，个好有 job 有 career， you know， 可能有好个经济，好那个要到个 job 个 career 要更大，个要到更大。You have to be an educated person. You have to know how to read and write. You know, you get an education. And 个到很大 and well, this is the normal path. Okay, at least 个到 education is the normal path. You get an education, get a good education, get a college education. You know, some kind of degree, some kind of, or you know, at least go into a training field, you know, a vocational school or some kind of training. They got without training, you got some skills. Depending on how high your training skill, depending on how high your education you attain, that's going to determine, you know, sometimes your career job and the amount of money you make. count that man. It's I don't think that you're a business minded entrepreneurial mind person. Okay, the guy you do entrepreneur, guy you do good. You innovate, innovate, you create things like guy you do business person. You got more education. That's why you're entrepreneur person, and the guy you can start your own business, start your own something. Start something and make a lot of money through that. So look at China. 虽然说讲了，这个这跟这出门就只查到you could do that. Okay. 但是我看里面呢，别在九零代啦，别要到一百嘛谈，towards the end 呢，OK，别要谈之后呢，该要到三路再用呢。好，the reason I present the calendar, so for me 我没到啊，他，you know，别考 on calendar system，OK，该怎么个再跟接着我一样啦。The system is already set in for who knows 4 or 5,000 years that we've been using it. Okay, we didn't not just came to Southeast Asia or somewhere and create a calendar and say that it's our based on the. Oh no. Maybe do exist out 4 or 5,000 years. Okay, we've been practicing for a long time. 個有龍學 system 咯嘛，個龍知道咧呢 ，OK。You want to change the calendar, the cycle 啦，跟你 change 到 ，even though 必須 follow 就講龍就 process farming 啦 ，you don't want to change it，個 change 的你要龍出人單啦 ，OK。你要龍出人單，龍就是給那加那出，你要龍就口味嘅俾我來呢。要個去 follow 個 system 咯啦，那得個就冇 follow 咯咧，是呢，面對咗啦。If you don't follow our moon cycle and our way, our calendar cycle, then you just don't have to follow there. So, come follow, but y'all they two bit y'all hat. There's a conflict there. So, 这个包我让我罗么样我炸了。Always 路多有都跟你给在 ，always 路多哈的，被蒙跟你给在，那加那出那路在弄 ，OK， 那在比较那路在弄样，被有我办完多呀 ，after 那比较大嘛，比嘛蒙。他好到嘛，我哋幫咗比較先咯啲，個就去 follow exact date 啦，個包下大家 ritual 你 follow 即係弄啲，個包下大就 process 咯，我學到我哋我講係啊，我都即係到啦到 ，because 個都包咗 calendar 啦，然後咯啲，個就嚟包下大，OK， 邊那加那圖，你哋唱咯，邊住我到呢 ，our family still practice， 嘅那加那圖 ，we all get together。every 就要show no for the past 25 years, okay? Besides this year, except this year. Last year on 25 years, family. We get together and then we pitch in like I said, $120, $150. And if that individual we pitch in the money and then we get together, we rent a restaurant, rent a place, and we cook our own food, or get a restaurant and they provide the food. We pay for all of that, and a big cook didn't join your friend, your relative, everyone to come join that. They pay all how done we accept this year. So okay, for 25 years we've been doing that. Who Sacramento now, okay? They got about that, okay. Pay more no, okay. We watch fish. My family, at least my family and my close relative, 俾以前7分鐘啊，但你再比較咯，幫到你對得大，俾用我就俾住我嚟弄嚟啦，知道做比較嘅俾住我咧，做比較嘅俾埋我先，忙到嘛俾埋我先，你對下你講咯下，落大陸嚟當我哋嗱，俾住做我嚟俾做包但頭對路弄 is completely 0%，下但弄到路嚟多嚟當嘛俾埋好變到少，呢差都能用我哋波。不麼路不去包路下的，不路能夠做到的，路里都知道單咯呀，就吹開嚟啦，不就但路里單啊 ，the next day 路里都多啦，不就但要去曬一了嗰啲不可能不去包了 ，OK， 咩可能不還去要了 ，OK， 好要的好嚟個 present 是嘛 ，OK， 不去包就喏的，不麼 copy 數啊，你來嚟 calendar 的，不麼路里多啦，我曬一了去要，路里都知道曬，我嚟講了的。cái nào biết cho cái chủ sai chạy nhung bên này mà ya or biết cho là bên bao ta like I said mentioned in the past I know in advance had that lúc biết cho nó chưa thọc từ or nhờ lúc từ mà that weekend that day we chỉ play only ya okay this year if the Saturday fall on a Monday, I request work off to come go and pay respect to my parents. That's how strictly I practice. It's kind of, and you don't want to jazz and you do you can. Take you know that you know pay you free you take a time with it. You have some kind of hat to what got cars, my got you follow. What's the point of car when you got frog got my car loan? Got you order. What's the point of car? You have joining that. Okay, so I take these very strictly, very seriously, and I practice it. To how young, it's good stuff. Okay, you joining that. Then like what the 3 phases. Had to mong cái cái chạy ổn định luôn mà biết chọn đó thì có những nó trả nó to cái phong hình cái lưu cái nó trả nó to cái phong hình cái yo tại nó trả cho样đó要 occur before mà biết chọn đó cả thì có mà nó trả biết chọn mà đủ我就跟你给chạy只是刚好比还就浪的真干晒一晒二晒白了，那得干嘛了？我就跟你给讲个一样晒一晒二晒白。Traditionally 头的咯，那这比较半这比较了，正好到也晒一晒二晒白的什么，别都没做好了的。Nowadays 被我知道了，这前面干了，这前面干了被我知道的。一查有那on day 我干了。It's okay. That's no, yeah, it's the celebration part. So you need more any ritual involved. You就要 celebrate. 给我弄是，我看没啊？就给我那呢，还是 celebration 呢？说肯定我呢，只要只要我是呢，一场 because we celebrate a couple of months ahead of New Year or a couple months after New Year, the official Hmong New Year based on the Hmong calendar, right? 一场都能够都还当还咯。Some people are Hmong 怎么刚好，Hmong 怎么 system, Hmong 怎么 structure, Hmong 嘞Hmong 怎么刚好，Hmong 人到人我那这比较 for 6-7 months, 5-6 months 嘞咯，不一那更嘞呢，就Hmong 怎么刚好，我看到没呢？ In terms of celebration, not before, after. Not had to celebration. So, okay. You know why? Because okay. We all know that December 25th is Christmas, right? Hmong woman interviewed me 2 years in 2008, and I said this already. Christmas is December 25th. People ain't celebrate like nowadays, right now. I have relative people, they already set up their Christmas tree inside the house. Okay, that's okay. Don't you think it's giving like? Don't you put your Christmas tree down? Don't decorate it down there. How do you celebration? How do you know, right? Yeah, you know how. Talk about more look all in the beginning of not Thanksgiving, day. Guess what? Talk all in do now the people do celebrate. Your work, you have your little own Christmas gathering, maybe 5-6 days before Christmas because you're gonna get off on your weekend. Go all in that time, people have 2-3 days before to celebrate because on that day, on that 25th, they give their present out maybe weeks later, that's all considered celebration. Okay. Thanksgiving, Halloween, they know your holiday. They are gay. Look holiday. Takes October 31st, when your Halloween. People talk. People talk. Beginning of October, they it's fine. They do more. The holiday, but the pre-New Year sale on cars, New Year sale, pre-New Year, post-New Year sale on clothing, post-New Year sale on this and that. Okay? The big amount being had to get celebration. We could all do that. Okay? The like traditional big Hmong cycle based on the crop, but nowadays pitching based on the crop, big be young which is fine. Had to celebration okay. Okay, what that picture of Tino being Calvin okay. The cultural review doesn't know, okay. Had to Monkaleke, I mean, you more pay face, had to not chapitona, not Jana to on the picture, or who paid to play picture, had not say sauce of it. Pay now they have face, celebration, the guy celebrate on their kind of it's okay, it's not necessary that to follow traditionally to build it down, okay. All right. Get had to New Year the Jing about in that, okay?